Hello everyone, it's Ophelia Marauder and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the A-26B Invader, an aircraft currently featured in a mission chain in World of Warplanes. I have had this plane for quite a while, and I actually personally do enjoy playing this. I've had only a couple battles in it, but it was such a fun experience in seeing the mission chain. I just had to do something to recommend it to everyone who currently wants to play this aircraft. To start with pretty much how you would build out this particular bomber, since it's a much more small and compact bomber with a much smaller crew. It only has a crew of two members, a pilot and a gunner. It's not really something that, it's not big, it's not bulky. This isn't a B-29, right? So at the end of the day, you want to be a little more practical with, it being, I guess, more of a surgical weapon as something small and compact with a decent speed that can get in and strike, right? So to start, I start with an upgrade for the engine armor protection. Reason why is because as a bomber, right, you're not as maneuverable and you can easily take damage, so this just kind of helps fix that. I then end up taking stock turret gun sight, and the reason why I take turret gun sight in general is because I like having the extra range on the turrets for when I have enemy aircraft coming in on me. Bombers obviously do not have the ability to quickly maneuver, and even though the A-26B does have some decent maneuverability for a bomber, as it is very compact compared to the other bombers, for the most part, this isn't one that's able to easily maneuver, and because of that, I like having the extra range. It takes my range that's a base of 700 and moves it up to 784 with the current improvements. And I plan on putting further improvements on the gun sight so that I can get as far as possible. And once I get to that, hopefully 1,000 meters or more. So when aircraft do come in on me, I have a decent amount of response time to try to maneuver or get back to any allied air cover. And then my last one I take is stock bomb sight for extra accuracy, even though it makes the bombs reload just a little bit slower. And the reason why is because strengthened hard points doesn't really apply because you don't have any outboard weapons. And same thing for aerodynamic pylons because you have no outboard weapons. And rocket sights because you don't have any rockets. So this is really the only applicable thing in this category. For all of the upgrades, I take improved fragmentation. So I do a little bit extra damage there. I take an emergency engine restart system, and I take an engine cooling, and I take the automatic fire extinguishing system, so that I have that available. Once again, you're a bomber, very susceptible to fires starting on your engines because they're big and easy to hit. So once again, it's just nice to have that. As for the weapons and how those weapons are laid out, so you do have all of the forward machine guns here. There's 6 of them. I love the amount of firepower it has, but the problem is that you have 4 of them on the right side of the aircraft and 2 of them on the left side of the aircraft. So you gotta be careful when you're leading. If you're leading an aircraft that's approaching from your left going to your right, you'll have a decent time getting these 4 guns, which is a little bit more of the concentration of your firepower on the target. If something is coming from your right and going to your left, you may need to lead just a little bit more to make sure these guns don't lag behind. But if you're actually striking another bomber with these, it's great because depending on where you aim, these can absolutely rip up an enemy bomber's aircraft engine if you just so happen to be, uh, you know, fighting against another one or happen to run into one in the skies. If you know you have a slower fighter or a slower multi-role that's trying to take you down, you can kind of get fresh with it and fight back, but obviously it's a bomber, so don't do that unless you're absolutely certain you can take that fight. And then the 12.7 millimeter machine guns continue on in the back with both of the dorsal cylindrical turrets here. These both are, I think, pretty decent defense. I don't. It's a tier 6 bomber, and I don't play bombers very, very often, but this one is basically what just makes me want to get into playing more bombers. And the reason I actually started down the Soviet bomber line was because I loved the Invader and because I just can't be asked right now to go after the American bombers. So, um, this is what I've been spending my time and enjoying with when it comes to playing any bombing content in the game. I also do like the bomb loadout. It is got 16 100-pound bombs, and they do some pretty decent amount of damage to targets. So you can pretty much saturate whatever you're trying to strike with. I normally drop 3 or 4 on a certain ground complex at a time. Little clusters that are around a target on the map, because I find that 2 to 3 kind of does the job. I find that if I do a whole 4 or sometimes even 5 on a target, it's a little much sometimes. If they're bunkers, I may do that. If I'm getting harassed by an aircraft, I might obviously just drop as much of a load as possible so I don't miss. But for the most part, I try to use 2 or 3 on a target at a time so I can sparingly not just blow through all my ammunition at once and then wait the long reload when I could have a good opportunity to bomb something else. Say a couple minutes once a cap falls or whatnot. So anyway, on to some gameplay of the A-26B Invader. Hey guys, so post-production Ophelia Marauder here. So unfortunately, I had a few things come up in real life, so I was really not able to solidify my commentary that I wanted to make on this gameplay. So I'm just kind of putting this little quip in here. I had some, real life stuff going on and I wasn't able to get around to it. So at the end of the day, you guys can just watch the video and make a determination just off of the aircraft's capabilities, what you think you like and what you see that you like. So overall, just wanted to give a heads up ahead of time for everyone. And I wanted to just thanks once again for everyone for watching, and I will hope to see you guys in my next video.